Have you ever wanted to live in a place with rolling green hills, a friendly community where everyone is working together to achieve goals, and develop a town that basically has a zero carbon footprint? Or do you want to cough your lungs out because you live in a smog infested town where people live with bags over their heads and there's trash on every corner? In this Sims pack, the decision is entirely up to you. Eco Lifestyle is a pack that lets you change the town from a nasty, dirty, industrial shithole to a perfectly green society. Or, if you want to live in the dirty town, you can do that too. In this video, I'm going to review the latest Sims release, Eco Lifestyle. Are you wondering, should I buy it? What are its best features? Don't worry, I've got you covered. I'm gonna be honest, this pack is not for me. I'm not overly concerned with the environment. I know I should be, and I absolutely do not want to be concerned with it while trying to enjoy my video games. The Create a Sim content is one of the best things this expansion pack brought to the game. The hairstyles are adorable, and the clothes, while some put off a hippie or boho vibe, they are super easy to style and are actually really cute. However, with so much custom content on the internet, some cute Create a Sim items are not worth the high price tag of the Sims pack. This expansion pack also brings some new traits and aspirations. This was much needed. Often EA spends very little time on the personality of their Sims, and it's always kind of lacking, especially compared to the other games like Sims 2 or even 3. I was relieved to see some new traits brought to the table, as well as some new lifestyle aspirations that add just a little bit more depth in the gameplay. Another exciting feature is if you are a Simmer, you know how desperately ladders were needed, and they should have been added with Tiny Living. But we finally have them, thank God. That feature alone is a serious plus. I like the fact that the pack comes with apartments. I know this is something people may not like, but I do. It adds another level of depth to the town and helps with the carbon footprint idea and mechanism. Multiple people living in one building instead of a bunch of houses. Some people may not like it because San Myshuno in the past was the only place you could get apartments with city living, but I think it speaks wonders that they're adding it to the basic packs and giving them more development. The architect is really interesting in this pack. There are container homes, and they're good in theory, and they're visually appealing, but for my playstyle, they did not fit in at all. They were weird, and as I was going outside to get to certain parts on the inside of my home, going up ladders and through doors, and it just really takes me back outside, and it's just a mess. It looked really cool, but it was far from practical. The container home that's already built has an off-the-grid feature for the lot trait. This means the house does not generate its own power, so you have to use the turbines and collect your own water. Eventually you can sell the excess energy and water back, but your Sims are going to struggle at first. I struggled with just one Sim. I can't imagine a whole family living there. It got so bad I found myself going to another town's gym just to take showers because the quick ones you can take when you're low on water don't cut it. Not to mention, the first time I made my Sim use the grill, they started a fire. With the solar panels, you actually have to wash them. They do have an upkeep system. If they're on your roof, this requires you to go into build and buy mode, bring them down off the roof, have your Sim wash them, and then you put them back on. It's really immersion breaking. And the water collector is so slow. You better hope it rains all the time. One of the super positive things for me on the pack is the crafting and the new hobbies. The new hobbies include crafting, you can craft furniture, there's candle making and juice making, and they're all really awesome hobbies. This small edition makes it feel like your Sims are real people. They have hobbies and they aren't just standing around waiting for your next command. The candle making is my favorite. Not only do they serve as light, which can help when you live off the grid, but you can actually see them burn down and they run out. You actually have to make new ones and replace it. When your Sim is crafting the candles, you can actually see the wax growing on the string. It's a really awesome quality of life feature that makes it feel more real. You can also keep worms as pets, and that's really fun. Now, the bread and butter of the pack is the town action plans. They have so many options, from ones that lower the pollution, but your bills are a percentage higher, to basic things like gardening and raising your eco points. It's more annoying than anything, in my opinion, constantly changing as the weeks go on. Not to mention, getting someone to vote for your movement is pretty much impossible. The town environment itself is actually really interesting. It's dirty, it's gross, there's trash everywhere, you can visually see pollution. And then there's a clean part, which still needs some cleaning up, but if you live in the clean part of town, there's still some cleaning to do, so it's not perfect, you still have to work on it, but it's way better than the bad part of town. The developers did a really good job with the pre-made houses. They got really creative. There's a family that has someone who actually lives in a refurbished crane. Yes, like a machine. It really shows the developers were looking for something different, but sadly that was the only house that was unique. Everything else was pretty cookie cutter. The other houses had some charm based on where they were placed, but the crane was awesome. You can find so much just dragging the mouse around and looking at the town itself. There's so many houses, it makes it really feel lived in. They're not all interactive, but it still feels like an actual town. This pack is neat, and I think it has a lot more to offer than some of the other ones, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to recommend it because it's not as fun. I didn't enjoy my time playing this like I did the other packs. I had a hard time connecting to the environment and my community, which is what this pack is centered around. The container home and living off the grid is interesting, but totally not my playstyle, and trying to keep up with the town action plans was tiring after a while. The build and buy mode and create a sim features were nice, but does it justify a $40 price tag? In my opinion, no. Eco Lifestyle feels very similar to the Island Living pack, and Island Living was fun, but this pack feels like it holds your hand and walks you through the story with lifetime goals. If you're interested in a more story-based gameplay, then this is definitely going to be geared more toward you. But I'm a very vanilla Sims player. I like to create a family and I like to build from that. I don't want to follow a story or have a set goal in mind. There is definitely an audience for this pack. However, it's not me. After hours of gameplay, I would not recommend it. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think of the pack. Are you going to pick it up? Are you going to try it? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to have you back here on the channel.